Looking for cool toys like the ones seen in this review? You can shop thousands of action figures, statues, busts, replicas, costumes, graphic novels, and much more at Big Bad Toy Store. Just click the link in the description below this video. See a full gallery of images at JediInsider.com. Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch scale Darth Maul. The evil Sith Lord from Episode 1 is idolized in the brand new 6-inch scale from Hasbro. Maul comes in the new Black Series window box packaging. That darker colored package includes the medallion image of Darth Maul at the top and fully showcases the figure within the window box below. The back gives us a description of the Darth Maul character, as well as offers a silhouette-like image from the films. So let's go ahead and take a look at this figure outside of the packaging. Darth Maul features a pretty simple color scheme of black and red. Now, even though most of his outfit is that same color black, it's still really nicely detailed, with the boots and gloves being a glossy black, and the rest of the black robes being a much more flat black. The bottom portions of the robes that hang below his belt are a mixture of plastic and cloth pieces. Now, the cloth pieces are mostly underneath the plastic parts, and they do a good job of covering the areas on the sides where the plastic parts do not. This helps to fill out the robe look while still allowing good articulation for the legs. Now, I will say that I've never been a fan of the bottom portion of these robes being cloth on the 3 3/4 inch action figures. I've always thought that looked terrible. But on this 6-inch Maul here, with it being mixed in nicely with the plastic parts, it actually does look pretty good, and it works rather well for the overall aesthetics. The face sculpt is pretty much spot on with this guy. It features a really great bright red and black paint job to depict the tattoos that are on his face. The paintwork here is really nice and perfectly captures the look of Darth Maul exactly how he appeared in Episode 1. In fact, that paint and sculpt are so good on this that it really brings me back to seeing those old promo pics of Darth Maul way back when Episode 1 was first coming out. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a closer look at Darth Maul here. We'll go and start with a rundown of the articulation. If you already saw my review of the Luke Skywalker figure, basically it's the same thing going on with Darth Maul, which means really great articulation. So here's what we got. Head's on a nice little ball joint there, which allows him to turn left and right, kind of rotate around. There's also a nice little hinge joint there, so he can look down, he can look up. Great range of motion going on there. He's got the hinge-like ball joints at the shoulders, so the arms can move outwards, forwards, backwards. Really nice tight ratchet joints there, so they really lock in place when you're moving it around. He's got the swivel just above the elbow, as well as the standard elbow bend. Again, nice tight joints. He's also got the swivel at the wrist and the hinge joints at the wrist. And again, just like Luke Skywalker, his right hand hinges up and down this way, while his left hand hinges in and out this way. So that will help with some really great poses with the lightsaber. He's got a nice little rocker joint at the torso there. You can see he rotates all the way around, swivels left and right, doubles as his waist articulation as well. Then we come down to his skirt piece. Now, Darth Maul's skirt piece is a combination of plastic and cloth, as was mentioned, which is going to be really nice as far as his articulation goes. So you can see the hinge joints allow him to split his legs outwards. It doesn't go out all the way. You can't do a complete splits, but it's a good range of motion there. You can also get him in a really perfect sitting pose, so he goes all the way forward with his legs. You got the swivels at the thigh cut. You got double joints at the knees for a really great range of articulation. Again, nice, solid, tight joints, which is very, very nice. You got the no swivels at the actual boot cut, but you do have ankle joints that move forwards and backwards. Again, nice tight ratchets there, and you have beautiful ankle rockers there. So you should be able to get a really wide array of poses out of Darth Maul, which is great considering he's got that very almost ninja-like moves when he's using his dual-bladed lightsaber. You can really get some great kind of fighting poses out of this guy. Very, very cool. Now, with Luke Skywalker, I talked about how the figures do have removable heads. That actually plays into one of Darth Maul's features. He includes an interchangeable head feature. So, head pops right off the ball joint with ease. It's a nice tight hold though, so you don't have to worry about it being loose or falling off, but it pops right off. And in its place, we could then put the cloaked head. I thought this was kind of brilliant that Hasbro did the hooded outfit this way. Instead of just giving us a cloth robe to put on that doesn't always look well, we've got a nice molded cloth, hood here, robe, and it's very soft, very rubbery plastic. It's going to be really good for being able to pose them around still. And then that head is just attached. It's a full head, but it's attached to the hood on the inside. So basically what you want to do is you're going to send his arms through the robe, like so, and then you'll just pop the head on the ball joint, and now we can display him with his Sith robes on, which is a really cool look. Now, I will point out that the articulation is still hindered by this, even though it's a soft robe. Mostly that's because of the fact that this head is glued into this hood. So you can still move him kind of left and right, but you can see how it's a little bulky around his arms because of it. It moves up and down pretty good, but his articulation is going to be slightly limited because of it. You can still kind of rotate him around. You can move his arms around, but they don't go up as high because the robe is going to hinder that. And the legs are still pretty poseable all the way around. So not too bad. You can still get some really nice, kind of serious robe-on poses out of Darth Maul while he's wearing this. So, very cool stuff. Even if the articulation at the head is hindered with the robe on, the figure still looks really great with it. The plastic robe just looks so much better than the cloth robes we've seen on the 3 3/4 inch figures ever looked, in my opinion. It really gives him this very mean and menacing look. Now, Darth Maul includes a few accessories in addition to that robed head. To fit perfectly along with that robe, he includes his binoculars that we saw him using on Tatooine. He can hold them in either hand, and while his articulation doesn't allow him to quite get them all the way up to his eyes, you can still get pretty close, and you can get some pretty great poses out of him. And then, of course, there's his double-bladed lightsaber. The hilt of the saber is made of a softer plastic like all the sabers appear to be in this lineup. But the blades themselves are made of a much sturdier plastic. Also, that hilt is nicely detailed with a really great paint job that has each of the little buttons all individually painted. Those translucent red blades have the ability to be removed from both ends, and you can even split the lightsaber in half to recreate the scene from the film where his saber was cut. This is also going to allow you many posing options, where Maul can fight with just one blade, or with both blades ignited. Combining this with Maul's incredible articulation is going to allow for a very fun display experience, where many different types of poses are possible. Alright guys, it's comparison time! Here's a look at Darth Maul standing alongside a Maul figure from the 3 3/4 inch lineup. This will help give you an idea of the scale difference, as well as the style difference. And here he is standing alongside a selection of other 6-inch scale action figures from different lines, to give you an idea of just how Maul measures up. Darth Maul here is yet another exceptional figure in this new 6-inch Black Series. I really don't have anything to complain about with this one. The paint job looks great, the sculpt and likeness are near perfect, and the amount of fun posing this guy has, thanks to all of his articulation, is through the roof. I am really loving these figures so far, and Darth Maul here is yet another win. Darth Maul and the rest of Wave 1 are hitting store shelves right now, so happy hunting, and until next time.